Welcome to the first ever Tonto's Demise Power Rankings. Alright, so this is the way it's going to work, boys. I've ranked all of our teams from 12 to 1, and I'm going to release them in that order. So don't skip ahead and be a jagoff and try to figure out where your team ranks, according to me. Just play it out, just have fun with it, and just want to let you know it has nothing to do with your current record. It has all to do with the overall strength of your team, the strength of your starting lineup, and also the strength of your bench, because bye weeks start in 2 weeks, so that's going to change the game significantly. And if you have no depth whatsoever, that's going to hurt your power ranking. And I put a good bit of thought into this, and I've graded everybody on quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, kicker, and defense. Well, not kicker. I'm with Bigler in that. I could care less. But defense, and then the strength of your bench. I didn't take strength of schedule into consideration, but just how your overall team looks and how they should perform. We know that's not the case. Somehow there are teams that are 2-0 every year that necessarily don't deserve to be 2-0. So, without further ado, I give you the 12th ranked team of Tonto's Demise. It is with a heavy heart that I have to give our last 12th place power ranking to none other than FC Durst. It says it all when you have to change your team name in the third week to something as depressing as FC Durst. I mean, it has a double connotation for negative things. But yeah, when you lose your first and second round pick in weeks 1 and 2, it's tough to have any real power. And right now you got a really strong quarterback position with Ryan and Brady. Brady's just waiting to come in and take over. So that's definitely a bright spot for your team. Receivers are really lacking right now, in my opinion. Floyd is clear-cut number 2. Deshaun Jackson not getting it done for Washington. And surprisingly, your bright spot is Mike Wallace, but I don't think that can be sustained. Then Tyrell Williams is unproven thus far. Your running backs, you're getting some good play out of C.J. Anderson. Rashad Jennings hasn't done a whole lot yet. And AP's down. Duke Johnson, could use him in the flex at some point, but again, I'm not really worried about that. Tight end play, Dwayne Allen, a respectable tight end, I suppose. Luck being hurt doesn't help you, and that's your only tight end. Kind of like my team, not a whole lot of depth, but if Dwayne Allen's your top guy, it's not going to be a great day. And then finally, defense. That's a mixed bag because, as always, you are always streaming. So you'll get it done some weeks, but none of the defenses on paper really stand out. But hopefully you can get a good matchup and get some points. So for those reasons, and I'm giving you the 12th ranking, the bench, not too strong. I mean, Hillman, who knows, maybe he'll come out and get a starting position or at least get a nice timeshare. No names jump out except for Tom Brady, and we all know how we feel about Tavon Austin. He's hit or miss every time. So, sorry, Jet, 12th place for now. Coming in at 11th place, we have Twerk. Yeah, unfortunately, I wanted to give him 12th place, no lie, because I hated that trade he made. I don't think that he really is going to get great value in the long run. AB single-handedly probably got you 11th place over Jutt, who still lost his first 2 round picks. Quarterback position, mediocre at best. Blake Bortles might get you 40 to 50, but I think that's his ceiling most weeks. Your receiver position is pretty strong. You got Brown, Macklin, Stephon Diggs could be coming on strong, but we'll see. Running backs, not very much to speak about here. Gore, not much more than 100 yards so far on the ground. McKinnon might get some play. Spencer Ware has been your bright spot. Got to keep him in that flex, though. Rawls, huge disappointment. He's had 19 attempts for 25 yards. Ouch. Vincent Jackson completely missing. Um, he's a receiver, I know. I was just looking at the bench there. Tight end. Traded away a solid tight end, and now you're left with Zach Miller, who so far has 7 catches, 47 yards, and your backup is Clive Wolford, so I'd be playing him personally. But mediocre tight ends, defense, Cincinnati and Jacksonville, maybe slightly above average with Cincinnati, but Jacksonville is hyped. They're not really showing it very much. They've had 65 points scored against them. So, looking at your bench, you got decent players. You got Stills. Cruz has actually been a bright spot for you. But Spencer Ware has to make it into your lineup somehow, in my opinion, until Jamal Charles is back for sure. But yeah, 11th place, that's about as good as it can get right now. And I'm concerned that if you make a crazy trade, you could easily drop to that 12th spot. Coming in at the 10th spot, we got everybody Ertz. Quarterback play, Palmer, good starter, not great. Mariota, serviceable backup. Receiving trio, he's got Marshall banged up right now, not too strong there. We got Fuller, who's been a huge bright spot. Crabtree, he's getting it done to an extent, and Devontae Parker for Miami, not bad so far. So running backs, you got Freeman and Ingram. Freeman's not lighting it up like he did last year, and Ingram is struggling to getting it going too. Tight ends, Ertz and Graham, I'd say are both below average tight ends. In your flex right now, you got Coleman, who, that's tough when you got to play running backs from the same team. I've done it before, and it hasn't got me too far. John Brown's been a huge disappointment for you. Going down, you got Hauschka, solid. I don't like talking about kickers either, but Hauschka's money in the bank usually. Your defenses are really strong. It's one of your bright spots, I'd say. You got Houston and Green Bay, 2 very tough defenses in the league. But yeah, going out your bench, Fozzie Whitaker, I don't think he's going to do much. Pierre Garçon, not afraid of that. Doug Martin's hurt already, so yeah, you kind of got bit by the injury bug too, but I think you could turn it around. I think some of these players who are not yet proven, especially like Will Fuller, and he might really turn your team up to the next level, but right now I got you in the 10th spot. Sorry, Jay. All right, in the 9th spot, we got the other Huber brother, Jimmy, New God's Mad Titans. Yeah, even though he is 2-0 right now, I don't think that reflects the power of his team. I think he's probably more of a 1-1 team on the lower end. Sorry, Jimmy. And I'm not doing this to hurt anyone's feelings, although if I did, that's kind of sad. It's fantasy football. So, strong quarterback play out of Eli Manning. Not the top tier, but just below that. They're going to be passing a lot this year. Jeffrey Jones and Baldwin, okay receivers, not great. Melvin Gordon's been a bright spot for you, surprisingly, in your running back slot. I know you're excited to get Bell back, and I think that'll be a huge boost to your team. Tight end position, Tammy, we're hoping, that he might pick up your tight end play, but right now you got Fleener, who's got, let's see here, I think 3 catches for 35 yards in 2 games. I was big on Fleener. I was trying to get him myself, so it just didn't pan out so far, but maybe he'll come around. Let's see here. Defense, 2 pretty strong defenses. I mean, Philadelphia, they've been great this year. Tampa Bay has potential. They haven't done a whole lot yet. Looking at your bench, a lot of names that have a little bit of potential, but really nothing strong. Like, you got Sanu, he's got 25 points so far. Pryor, not really worried about him. Torrey Smith, way too inconsistent. Eli Strong, I don't think you'll ever feel confident starting him. But yeah, kind of like what Bigler and Bean said, Derek Carr on your bench, this guy's a stud. He's playing lights out, and I'd be starting him myself, but maybe not this week. but he needs to see the field a little more often. And I think the pickup of that Quincy Unanua, or however you say his name, is going to be a nice one for you. But yeah, right now I got you in the ninth spot, and even though you're 2-0. All right, coming in with the 8th spot is the assistant to the commissioner, the Springfield Isotopes. Currently 0-2. I think that he's a little bit better than 0-2 on paper, and it'll probably show in the next few weeks. But for right now, the Springfield Isotopes are coming in at number 9. So let's start off with the quarterback position. Phillip Rivers and Winston so far have been mediocre. Nothing too much to write home about. Winston had one good game, but I think he'll be inconsistent, especially good against good defenses. Receivers, he's got a lot of like PPR guys, Brandon Cooks, Cobb, and Landry. Not really explosive. Dorsett definitely gives him a bump since Moncrief's going to be out. And who knows about Josh Gordon. I know the warrant's out for his arrest, but he could blow up, with any quarterback if they get him the ball. Running backs, surprisingly doing better than expected with Blunt, at least. His other running backs, still a revolving door. Maybe Ivory will get back on the field soon after his little hospital stint. Tight end, you think he'd be doing unbelievable with Reed. So far, mediocre, just okay. In his flex right now, DeMarco Murray, proving to be a pretty good pickup. If he can keep him in that flex position throughout the season, it'll help him out big time. Defense, Kansas City, you think they would be a top-tier defense. So far, they haven't gotten very many points, and hopefully that'll turn around for him. But right now, I'm not too concerned with KCD. I forgot to mention that he does have incredible depth on that tight end position. Probably the best tight end in the league in terms of like depth. You got Julius Thomas and Pitta backing him up. And then also on his bench, he's got J.E. or however you say his name, who might be getting more touches, but I've never been impressed with him. I don't think he's ever really proven anything. So until he does, I don't think he's worth owning. So, and then he's got Matt Asiato putting a little flyer out there, hoping he'll get something to stick. But overall, the defending champ is doing well enough to putting a team together out there every week. Hasn't been bitten by the injury bug too much. And he just needs to string some wins together to get back in the hunt. And he's off to a good start this week, so we'll see where it goes. Coming in at number 7. We got the Dub C Hooligans, currently sitting at 1-1, and kind of like right there in the middle of the pack with points for his team. Let's go right up and down his lineup. You got QB play from Drew Brees, who usually money in the bank, and he's actually out to a pretty good start. Great start, actually. And receivers, Jones, Tate, and Hearns. Julio Jones, elite receiver, and he's coming on a little bit slow even for him. But Tate and Hearns are definitely underperforming. The starting running backs, Forsett and Henry, and obviously Miller in the flex. Forsett and Henry, nothing really to be scared of at all. Lamar Miller, doing okay, but still you'd want more from him. He's definitely supposed to be performing a little bit better. Tight end position, you got Bennett, who's backing up my boy Gronk, and you got Barnage. So he's definitely weaker at tight end than he expected to be, but only in 2 weeks, Cleveland, running through quarterbacks like crazy. Hopefully they can get somebody to throw in the ball. Maybe this new rookie will do a little bit better job. Let's move down to his defense. Only has one defense, but arguably one of the best defenses this year so far, so a huge point for him. He's hoping to get 20 to 30 points, if not more, every week. And then we go down to the bench, and gets a little bit thin. Devontae Booker not doing anything. Steve Smith, Ted Ginn, hopefully they turn it on a little bit. Nothing to write home about so far. Flacco, maybe you have to use him 1 week and hope he gets you 40. Jalen Richard McCluster, he's got all these players that he's just waiting for them to hit big time, and just hasn't had a chance to really do anything. So for that reason, You're number 8, Bean.